All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be talking about should you summon for these new units. The Oswald Hawk banner is gone. Okay, well, I guess I'll just be talking about this one right now, and then I'll bring up the Oswald Hawk one after this. So the Ragnarok banner for us global players, it'll be coming out in about a month time, a little bit less than a month because it's been out for a few days now. Really, this banner is not that great. Like, it's honestly all almost part 1 and really old part 2 units. Like, the only ones that are even really good are these three. Droll is very outdated in my opinion. That's why we have a Chandler now, just a much better taunt unit. But like just summoning for 3 units is not worth it. And like, yes, there are the new units. They're really rated up, which is the only good thing. So if you want to go in for 1 unit, I would highly suggest going in for Sigurd, which is how you pronounce his name. I don't know how people can't pronounce it, but whatever. The Lost Vein is not that good. You have to 6-6 him. I'm glad that he's rated up, and he's not an actual fast unit, guaranteed at 900. That would be absolutely dreadful. This unit, she's good for Belmos, but it's an entirely different team, and honestly, the other teams are so much easier. You just have to max out Jericho and Grin Helbram. Like, Helbram doesn't even need to be awakened, or super awakened. He can just be 1-6, no cosmetics, level 80, like maybe SA 1 or 2, and he'll live. And then just give him good, decent HP defense gear, and boom, you're done. Like, there is Liz on here, I believe. Never mind, there's not even Liz, so never mind, take that back. Sario, he is good, but, like, there hasn't been much content for him to be used in, really. I use it on the Crocodile boss thing, and that's about it. Arthur, he's very good for anvil farming, but, you know, 0.12%, not that great. And then Sigurd, he's good for the Assault Melee team. Realistically, it's probably the best team that I've seen him in. He works with the Elliehawk team right now in JP because of the Ignite rule, but other than that, he still gets clapped by Bond because Bond's an absolute tank. He has a taunt unit, so you would have to like kill 2 units if they get the taunt, and Bond has an AoE, which just absolutely wipes him, and he's a glass cannon. Like, this guy's an absolute glass cannon. Like, 1 level 2 AoE probably just butchers him. Like, he's just done for. I haven't tested him out that much because I don't have UR gear for him or anything, and he just doesn't perform well for me because I haven't whaled him out. So that's why I'm honestly going to be skipping this banner. I'm glad it was a very bad banner in my opinion, because that way I can skip this banner and I can skip the one before this, which is Oswald Hawk, which I will be cutting to. But the reason I say skip these banners is because the next banner is going to be a Holy War Festival, most likely, because it will have been almost an entire month after, and at the rate it looks like they're going about every other month is going to be a Fest banner or Holy War Festival banner or something in that regard. Because when does this leave? In about 2 weeks, yeah, so... hello. So yeah, I'm going to bringing up the... Oswald Hawk banner and show you what was on there. It has good units, but just I'm not very impressed by it at all. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. So this is the Oswald Hawk banner. And if you don't know, I'll be going over all of their kits after this, by the way. I'll probably be going after the Ragnarok units and then Oswald. Actually, I'll do Oswald Hawk and then I'll do the Ragnarok units in that order. So if you want to stay for that, stay tuned. Also, make sure to like and subscribe if you are new. Should say this at the beginning of the videos, but I don't. And also, I'm going to be dropping a really sick video in about 4 to 5 hours. So make sure stay tuned to that. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. So it's Oswald Hawk. He's at 0.5%. He's garbage. Unless you 6-6 him, he has 0 use in the meta. He's a debuff unit, but he just has no use, really. I'll be going over his kit, but he's just garbage. You have to 6-6 him to get that Vacuum of Space card thing on his ultimate for 2 turns. Kind of like a stun for 2 turns, but it can't be cleansed. And you can't use 3 cards. You can only use 2. But, yeah, it's not worth it. And then they have Fast, Zeldris, and Assault Meliodas. The biggest bait of all time, bro. Like, they were trying to really bait you in with those 2 units, in my opinion, because they just left, and now they're already back. Like, they're like, what can we throw on here to get the people to summon? Like, this is a better banner than the Sigurd and Meliodas banner, in my opinion. It has Red Zeldris, I believe. Droll of Patience, I believe, is the blue Droll, which is decent. Still outdated. Zaratros, good for Belmos. Nanashi, cool unit that's hardly ever on banners. Demon Melee, I believe that's the either blue one or the red one. Obviously, because I want to be the green one. He's a New Year's. And then Holy Knight Diane, I believe that's the big blue Diane, unfortunately. Escanor and then Bond. So, like, it's slightly better. Simply because it has Assault Melee and Zeldris. And then Liz. Right? No, there is no Liz. Oh, okay, so it's a bit worse. I saw the Dragon Sin, and I immediately thought Dana for a Liz for some reason. My bad, my bad. So, honestly, it's not even that great of a banner. You have to go to 600 pity to get one copy. So, imagine if you pull one copy per rotation, and then you get the guaranteed. There'll be 3 rotations, 1,800 gems to 6/6, an absolute god-awful unit. Not worth it. Don't do it. Hard skip. Save your gems. Thank you, Netmarble, for releasing useless units. Please do more of this. I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, I want really good units. Well, we need terrible units in this game. We need terrible units in this game, so that way we can just skip them, and then the whales can just get them, and then they can have fun with them, and then showcase them. Like, let the whales do that. You don't need to do that, because they will be horrible. If you're free to play, do not summon on these 2 banners. I'm calling it that this next Holy War is going to stomp the floor with anything except the old Fest units, because they're going to want to bring back the old Fest units. They're going to try to probably expand upon Demon Meliodas, I could only assume, or Assault Mode. I think that Assault Mode Meliodas is going to pop off with this next Holy War. I honestly do. It's the only thing that would make sense. It's going to be somewhat of a counter. Hopefully it's not a full hard counter to Bond. I will literally be pissed, because so many people would 6/6 him because he's a god tier, and if he's only out for like a month and then he gets hard countered, well, that's lame. Like, nothing should hard counter you to where you can't play the game. That's basically what happened to the Lost Vein, but, like, he's so old, I'm fine with that. Like, he's a year old. He doesn't deserve to be top of the food chain for an entire year. We need something to counter Goddess Liz fully, in my opinion, but honestly, Bond has kind of done that. You just run Ludo Link on him, and she can't do anything. So, in my opinion, Bond, pretty good, because he counters Goddess Liz. Okay, so I'm going to cut to all of the units, kits, and I'll be right back. And I'm going to briefly go over them, because I don't have that much time. Alright, what's going on, guys? We're back. Oswin Hawk, he's an unknown, I believe this is, or I could just be crazy. I can't remember. He's a attribute, blue attribute. And then his passive. All enemies take 35% more damage from poison, bleed, and shock, excluding deathmatch. Why do you do that? There's no point not to. Might as well just include it, because then you could play some more wacky teams in deathmatch. I don't understand. Like, let us have fun with demons. Like, we easily clear them anyways. I don't know. It's stupid, especially for such a bad unit. Why restrict it in any way? And then they have Ping Pong for their first card. Inflicts damage equal to 140% of attack on one enemy and makes targets bleed for 2 turns. And then at rank 3, inflicts damage equal to 350% of attack on one enemy and makes targets bleed for 2 turns. Nothing significant. Really, really bad in my opinion. Absolute garbage. And then crit damage, abysmal. Where's his crit chance? Crit chance is 50. That's not that great, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's pretty darn low, especially because you can't run him with Green Gowther because he's unknown. Pierce rate, it's decent. It's decent. I don't know if this applies with cosmetics at all, by the way. I genuinely don't know. But, yeah, very, very mid-tier character. Probably very, very low. Like, honestly, the other one is like an Ult Rush kind of unit and is kind of cheesy and fun. But this one just seems like a mix of Lilia and Hendrickson. But, like, I don't know. Cake Bomb. Inflicts corrosion damage equal to 15% of remaining HP and all enemies for 2 turns. So it's like Demon Melees, I believe. Let me look up. What is his cards? If I do this. Melee. Just type in Melee. What is his corrosion card? It is the exact same, it looks like. Yeah, exact same. Inflicts corrosion damage equal to 20% of max HP on all enemies for 3 turns. Why not buff this? Like, make it like 30%. Make it something crazy, you know? Like, make it be able to break a level 3 Goddess Liz shield. Oh my god, that would be amazing, please. And then his ultimate. Inflicts damage equal to 660% of attack on one enemy. If there are 2 or more enemies, expels, that's what it's called, the target for 1 turn, sadly. And then at 6 out of 6, it expels for 2 turns, making it so that you can only use 2 cards, and you cannot cleanse it at all, which I love. I love not being able to cleanse certain things, or like moving a Zeldris card. I I really do like that. This Oswald Hawk seems like it could be fun, but not worth the investment. Hard skip, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're going to be hopping into the Ragnarok units. We'll start with Sigurd, since that is probably the only unit that you would even want on this banner. Unless you're a big whale and you want a 6/6 Lost Vein and have him for some Ult Rush cheese. That's the only way I see him remotely usable. So he is a demon and a human, and that is tying in with his passive. Successor of the famous Sword Graham. At the start of ally's turn, for every enemy affected by stat decrease effect, applies an... Oh, typo. Don't worry, I don't mind. I just want to point it out. An effect which increases attack stats of all enemies by 10% for 2 turns up to 3 times. Bro, put a period in there. Oh my god, Netmarble, please. In addition, the hero is also of Demon Race, affected by uniques and commandments. So I believe you can run him on the crit team, which is absolutely insane. I wonder, can you run him on the crit team with Assault Mode and Green Gother? Like, I know, or like just maybe, I don't know, something like that. Like, that could be really cool. I don't know if it works because, you know, he applies as 2, so I don't know how that will work. And he has low crit chance and crit damage as well. Weird. But I guess his attack stat does go up by 10% 3 times, so, you know, maybe that's why it's lowered. Strike of Protection. It's a debuff card. Inflicts damage equal to 120% of attack on all enemies. I wish it didn't do damage, because then you can't just bypass the Goddess Lich Shield. I wish it was. I wish it didn't do damage, in my opinion. At least make it do damage to rank 2 or something. I don't know. Extorts 15% attack and defense for 2 turns. I wish it extorted HP. Why does it not extort HP? Maybe it's because they didn't want to add another human onto the Bond team, but if you could extort the enemy team's Bond, then your Bond team would be superior because you brought in a new unit. I don't know. It could have been cool. Maybe at like rank 3 it extorts HP. That could be a pretty cool thing as well, but no, it does not. Rank 3, inflicts damage equal to 300% of attack on all enemies, and extorts 25% attack and defense for 3 turns. It is pretty good. The passive will proc the next turn. So if you use this debuff card, the next turn it procs, and then you get the buffs. I wish it procced immediately, because then you could debuff, and then you can go for the Amplify and just ka-chow and kill everything. But no, it doesn't, and I don't really like it. That's what's holding back this character, in my opinion. But if you are facing an opposing Assault Meliodas team, and you're running an Assault Meliodas team, or you're just running an Assault Melee team in general, and they attack you, you will get the attack buffs instantly, because they get the debuff that decreases their defense-related stats from Assault Melee's passive, which is really sick. I love that part. And then his attack card, Curse Strike, inflicts amplified damage equal to 180% of attack on one enemy. So really, really good, solid, just like every other Amplify card. And then like rank 3, equal to 450% of attack on one enemy with Amplify. So same thing. This is where it gets really cool. So inflicts flood damage equal to 560% of attack on one enemy. Also, guys, let me know down below, would you like to see a gear guide video on how you should gear all of these units? I already know. I'm a wizard. I'm just really good, and also I play the game a lot, so I kind of have a pretty good idea on how you should gear them. I'm not 100% factual. I'm not 100% right. I know that, but I have a pretty good idea as to what to run him. So, Flood. 0.8% additional damage for every percent of remaining HP on self. So, keep that in mind. Damage equal to 560% of attack on one enemy. He is not a massively whaled unit, to be honest. You don't need to whale him. But he basically does double his damage to 1,260%. And someone did the math. Apparently, you can get the damage basically up to 1,600% approximately of damage if you have max HP. So that's a lot of damage. I'm not going to lie. He gets a pretty high attack buff as well, like attack stats, so, you know, that's pretty cool. This is the only unit I would highly recommend going in for it for one copy. Do not go any deeper unless you're a whale. Don't do it. Don't do it. They have really good rates. I pulled them all in under 300 gems, and I got multiple dupes. So, there's that. Lost Vein Meliodas Blue. I wish they kept his bad animation. It'd be hilarious. But his passive, Reverse Winner. At the start of battle during the ally's turn, increases the hero's ultimate move gauge by the amount of orbs possessed by the hero with the most number of orbs. Limit of 1 time up to 3 orbs. I believe he does work in the back, so you run him in the back, and then if somebody's running ult food in Merlin or something, and they have 3 ultimate gauge, or they get that special merger, then your entire team starts with 3 ultimate gauge, I believe is how it works. I haven't run him in the back. I really should. I really, really should. I just haven't. I will get around to it, but I've really been kicking it back on videos because I didn't want to do any, to be honest. Like, I got really, whatever. I don't want to go into it. Ragnarok killed my life, basically. So basically, and then Advanced Front is his first card. Inflicts damage equal to 120% of attack to one enemy and depletes 1 ultimate move gauge orb. He's basically a Merlin. He's kind of a upgraded Merlin, which I kind of like. It's pretty cool. Not meta breaking or anything, but I think it's pretty cool. And then rank 3, inflicts damage equal to 450% of attack in one enemy and depletes 3 ultimate move gauge orbs. So exactly like Merlin, exactly the exact same attack and everything. Despair Burn is a debuff card. Inflicts damage equal to 180% of attack on one enemy and decreases attack-related stats by 20% for 1 turn, just like Omega Rugal. And then inflicts damage equal to 300% of attack on one enemy and decreases attack-related stats by 40% for 2 turns is his rank 3. Very, very good, especially if you're facing an Escanor. Not very good if you're facing a Bond, though. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. I mean, I guess it could help because it decreases his pierce rate, his crit chance, and his crit damage. So, you know, it could help. And then, you know, OG Lost Vein inflicts secret technique damage equal to 300% of attack on all enemies and deals damage with attribute advantage regardless of the attribute. And these are his multipliers. That's a lot of information. Basically, you want to 6-6 him. Alright, and so now we're going to go on to Thonar, the final unit, which is very underwhelming because she doesn't have a passive in PvP. It's 2 years into the game and they can't give the units a passive for PvP. Come on, Netmarble. So she's a human, she's a green attribute, and she has Burning Sense of Justice. When a debuff is removed by skill usage in Deathmatch, increases all allies' attack by 40% and attack-related stats by 20% for 3 turns, excluding debuff removal due to unique effect. Only in Deathmatch, by the way. And you have to cleanse your own debuffs. If you cleanse your teammates' debuffs, they do not get the buff. If you cleanse your team's debuffs, then you get the buff. I believe that's how it goes. I saw Speedy and Marilli do a video on it, and that's how it seemed it worked. I haven't tested it because I absolutely suck at Belmos, and that's what she's used for. She's not using Gray because she can't do anything in Gray. Stick to the Merlin team. Condemnation of Light. Inflicts damage equal to 76% of attack on all enemies. Makes targets bleed for 2 turns. I don't understand why it's AoE. That is so stupid in my opinion. There's only 1 unit in Belmos. Unless they're going to be bringing another really hard Gray unit, I don't understand why they did this. And then rank 3. Inflicts damage equal to 190% of attack on all enemies. And makes targets bleed for 2 turns. So, yet again, it's just another bleed card. Very bad stat in my opinion. I don't know why it's AoE. And then her final skill, Meat Bullet Assault. Inflicts charge damage equal to 200% of attack on one enemy. So this is like Zaratros's card. Very, very good damage. This is what she is used for, basically. And then inflicts charge damage equal to 500% of attack on one enemy. Massive damage. Massive damage. This is the card you want to use if you want to try to kill. And then her ultimate inflicts weak point damage equal to 385% of attack on one enemy, all the way up to 578% out of if it's 6 out of 6. So that's why she has a bleed card. I just don't understand why it's an AoE. It looks like very subpar stats as well, but you have to take into consideration with her passive, which makes it actually pretty good. So yeah, in my opinion, guys, honestly skip these next 2 banners because I assume that the next unit is going to be some demon that is going to make Assault Melee really, really good. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day, and peace out.